Hi there. I hope this finds you all healthy and happy. It's been a long time. Today I wanted to show you kind of a fun way of doing Christmas trees. Pine trees, whatever you want to call them, with snow. And I kind of found this way sort of by accident, and it's pretty easy, and I think they turn out really pretty, so I thought I'd come on and just show you how I do them. There's a million ways to do pine trees and Christmas trees with snow and all of that. So anyway, I have a piece of Stonehenge aqua here. It's a sample pack that I got on Amazon from the Legion Paper Company. I'm not sure which one of these is still left in here to use. They had several different samples in in each of these little packets. Thicker, thinner, cold press. I think they had some hot press in here. Okay, this is a piece of 140-pound cold press. So it looks like this is the front and this is the back, but I'm going to use the back because of that writing that they have on there. But that's okay. It's just a little demo thing. So just put away quick. Alrighty. So that's what we're going to use for paper. I have my King Art brushes here. They're the original gold 90-20 series max round. They are an amazing brush. Very, very narrow tip or pointy tip. They hold up really, really well. So I'm going to use that, and I've got 3 little pots here, 3 little ceramic dishes, because I want 3 different colors of green. I have my Renaissance paints here, and so I'm going to go ahead and mix up 3 different colors of green. Looks like I've got some here, but this is olive green. I had to look on my swatch over here. I'm going to start with olive green, and let's get a bunch. Let's get a bunch in here because we need kind of a big puddle. So, because we want kind of a light colored green, we want a medium shade of green, and we want a dark, really dark shade of green. So with this earth or olive green, I don't really like that by itself, so I'm going to add some. This is Indanthrone Blue right here. I'm going to add some of that in there because pine trees, or at least the ones I know from my hometown, are kind of a bluey green colored boughs or branches or whatever you call them. So this is a bluey green color here. And we're probably going to have that one be our medium tone. Put a little tad more green in it. So we have a nice puddle. Let's test it out on something. Let's get a piece of scrap over here if I can grab a hold of something. Yeah, here's a piece of something or other. So Let's test it out. Got water drop on my ferrule. There we go. That's kind of pretty. So that can be our medium tone. Let's go with something. I'm gonna move that over into the medium department. Let's see. Let's go with something. Looks like I have some gouache stuck in my red over here. That's all right. We'll worry about that later. Let's go with some of this. What is this? This is, according to what I see on the internet, this is supposed to be pronounced phthalo with an F sound, but everybody in the world that I watch and that I know pronounces it phthalo or phthalo. So I don't know which way it's supposed to be pronounced, but I'll just say phthalo green. But anyhow, this is what this is. I'm going to start off with that, and let's put a little bit of this. Let's put a little bit of this yellow in it. This is the other yellow. Got my swatches over here. This is cadmium yellow deep. I'm going to put a tad bit of that in there just to see what I get. Yeah, that's kind of a pretty bright green. So I want to tone that down just a tad. So I'm going to put a tiny little bit of purple in it. Tiny little bit. I think that was too much. Yeah, it was. That was way too much. So let's start over again. Let's add some more of this phthalo green. Get a little bit more. We need a puddle anyway, so we might be able to make more than one tree. Okay. So now let's put a little bit of cad yellow in it. It's still toned down from all of the, too much purple that I put in. So let's put a little bit of yellow in there. Yeah. Okay, I like that. Let's look at that one. Put that on the other side just to check it out and see what it looks like here. Yeah, that's our light. It's going to be our light color. And then for the dark one, the dark color, let's go back to our olive green. Or should we use earth green? Now let's do our olive green and keep it more, keep the colors more cohesive instead of having 6 different colors. Okay, so now we've got a bunch of that olive green in there. I have water up here over, water pots up here if you can hear that. And then let's put a little bit of that in Dan Throne blue in there. That's really pretty. And then because we want this one to be like super, super, super dark, I am going to go ahead and put a tiny little bit of purple. Let's see, I don't want to get too much of this purple. I have some over here on the mixing tray. Oh, you can't see that, can you? How about, How about if I just get some from here again? This is what's the name of this color? These are all Renaissance paints. This is Mineral Violet. And I just need the tiniest little bit. Okay, because it's a very strong color. And oh yeah, that's nice and dark. So, might even need to put a little bit of, black in that. I might do that too. Some people don't use black, but I do once in a while. Whenever I try not to use it straight, and usually I mix my blacks, but if I want to add something, add a little bit in it to make something really dark, I go for it. Okay, so that's that one. That's the darkest one. Okay. And we need a brown for our tree trunk. So let's see. I've kind of got this. What color is this? I've got a sepia over here. We only need a wee little bit of this, so I'm just gonna put it here, and I think you can see that. This is sepia. I'm going to add a little bit of this. Transparent gold ochre in here. And how about some of our indanthrone blue? See if that gives us a kind of a nice brown color. It's kind of a greeny brown. Let's put a little bit of Polish brown in there with it. That's this one right here. Because we only need just a little bit of this. So I'm just kind of, and it's kind of a nice brown. Okay, kind of a greeny brown. All right, and so I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of snow on the bottom here. Just kind of give it a little bit of color on the bottom that looks like snow. And this is just some of that indanthrone blue with a little bit of, oh, what did I put with that? I can't remember. Anyway, it's just a little bluey gray color. I just want to give the hint of maybe some snow. There we go. And it's really looking really, 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 really green. So over there, our brown. So I'm going to add a little bit of this. This is the Polish brown. I'm going to add a little bit of this one. I think this is the sepia. I have too many. I'm going to admit it right now. I have way too many palettes of colors, and that I have to get out my swatches to figure out what I'm using. As far as colors go, I wanted to kind of tell you, but any brown, any nice brown that you like will do for the trunks. I kind of use it sort of a darky brown. Okay, so that's dried enough, I think. So we're going to put one little tree here. First, we're going to do the trunk. So we're going to just come up. And it's pretty straight, fairly straight, because pine trees where I come from are just a straight trunk usually. It doesn't have to be very big or anything. We're going to put another one over here. A littler one. And then we're going to put one, where should we put the other one? We'll put the other one over here. And then we can put some things in between if we want to, but this is just basically to show you how I did these trees. So we'll let that dry for a second. And I'm going to add a tiny little bit of, let me see, I'm going to add just the tiniest little bit of this red in there with it. It's not a red, but it's transparent gold ochre, it's called, in Renaissance paints. I love Renaissance paints. They're a honey base. They're so nice. Okay. Yes, just add a little bit of that in there just for some contrast in your trunk. All right. So we're going to start off with the yellow tree, the lightest green first. It's been a while, folks. Okay, let me get that dried off. I want it to be fairly dry because I don't want all of this melting into. Okay, so we're going to start off with the lightest green first. And we're going to put the top on our little tree. And we're going to put some side branches on our little tree. And I'm just squiggly wiggling. But then when I get down to about here, just right at the top still, I'm going to start going down in like a Z shape. Z's. And then you can go, you know, but don't make it like a straight line. Just do little squiggles and jiggles but make it sort of in a Z shape. And then when you get down here, you can go sort of on the bottom there, like that. And so, just like I said, make little squiggles and jiggles. And then you're going to kind of go up from it. Some more little, you know, you don't have to you're not really doing any kind of real pattern or anything. As a matter of fact, you want to keep it as less of a pattern as possible. And then kind of go up from it, your Z, and go down from your Z just a little bit with this light green. And there's your top. And your Z's don't have to match up on the side. I have mine maybe too matchy-matchy even. But just kind of go up and kind of go down. Kind of go up and kind of go down from your Z's. Like that. And then you let that one dry. Let's go over here and see if we can get this one. Make a little top. Make a little side branches, couple little side branches. And then come down. And this time we'll make it as uneven as possible. Z, Z, like so. Go up from the Z. I don't know, I was just fussing around one day, messing around, and I kind of happened on doing this way. I don't know why. And I thought, well, kind of came out sort of cute. So I thought I would maybe come on here after all this time and show it to you. Okay, so there's up and down on the Z. Kind of don't fill it in, just sort of go up a little bit, down a little bit, like that. And the last one, we just barely have enough of our light green, but that's okay because I don't think we need any more of the light color. Make a little top. Been having a lot of trouble with my hand, my right hand especially. My left hand is fairly good, but it's not the best either. But been having a lot of trouble with my hands going numb and all that fun stuff. So I have to find out what's wrong with them because I think it's carpal tunnel, but I don't know. I'm not really 100% sure of that. But anyway, I don't want to not be able to paint. So I don't care about anything else. I just don't want to not be able to paint. Okay, so now we have our Z's in our light color. We have a wee little bit of it left in case we need for something. But now we're going to go with the medium color. This one's probably pretty dry. Yep, it is. So we're going to go with the medium color, and this is that bluey green. And I might add a little bit more water to that, so it's not quite as dark as our dark up there. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to just kind of go where our Z is, but we're going to sort of fill in a little bit more, not a ton more, but a little bit more. We're going to go up and down, kind of over our little Z's. And you can see I'm just kind of using the tip of the brush sort of, and then kind of laying it down and using the belly of the brush. You don't have to, be precise or anything like that. As a matter of fact, the less precise you are, the better probably. And sort of dab, 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 dab. And put your medium tone on there. And if you, kind of look at it and you think, oh, I don't know, where else would I maybe need some medium tone on here? Maybe here. Just dab, dab, dab. And that bluey green in there, get that bluey green in there. Let's do the middle one. And squiggly. And again, you don't want to fill it in. You don't want to fill it in completely like solid. You want it to be real, have a lot of white space still showing. Because that's going to help us with our snow. Dab, dab, dab. And add a little bit of deeper in there. Just kind of blob it in. Like so. Now we have our medium color in there. I'll go back over here and add a few drops here and there. And we'll do the last one. Dab up above your Z, down below your Z. Just dab it in there, random, as randomly as you can. Leave some stick out. Our pine boughs, we don't want them to look like they're stamped on. This one is a little bit skinnier. That's good too, because you don't want them to all be the same shape. You want a skinny one and a fat one and a whatever. Okay. So that's our medium tone, so we've got to let that dry a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and use my dryer if I can get a hold of it here, because I don't want you to have to wait for me. Sorry about the noise. Okay. Sorry about the noise. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our dark, really, really, really dark color back here. Real dark. I'm going to put our medium tone up there. And for the dark one, we're just going to kind of dab like we have been before, but this time we're going to not go quite as much maybe, because after we put the snow in, we want to go back in with our dark some more. So we want the dark to be not quite as much. Keep that real concentrated. Kind of follow your Z down there, sort of. Not like a straight line, but you know, follow your Z. Gonna put a little bit of dark on the bottom down here, and do the second one over here. Make it kind of a watery type mix, you know. Lots of dark in it, but make it don't make it real thick paint. Okay. And the last one. This is our skinny tree. And we'll go ahead and just random dabs like we've been doing. All right, make sure you kind of even them out. Just, I mean, you don't want to even them out like a postage, like a, you know, like a mirror image or whatever, but you want to kind of try to make sure the darks are in the whole tree in different spaces, if that makes any sense. Okay, so dry again. Sorry about the noise again, folks. Okay. Now, I like Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White a lot. But I also like Holbein gouache is a really opaque gouache. It's a really nice gouache. I like it a lot. So I think I'm going to go ahead and, there's the lid. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use the Holbein gouache. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit in here, just straight out of the tube. And we're going to do, whoops, let me get my brush fairly clean here. Take that off the top. And we're going to do our snow. And so you want the gouache to be a little bit thicker than the paint we've been using, but you don't want it to be like pasty, because you want it to be as opaque as possible, but you don't want it to be like putting acrylic where it raises up from the paper. Oh, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we're just going to dab again, and we're going to kind of go in some of the white space where we have, you know, already white space on the paper. But by the same token, we're going to go a little bit onto our dark, you know, a little bit onto where the boughs are, you know, green. We're just going to kind of drop our snow along here, just like you would see if you were walking in the woods to get ready to cut down your Christmas tree, like I used to do when I was a little kid with my folks. So there's some snow, and you can over snow. You can over snow, so don't over snow, you know what I mean? Oh, but anyway, you know, kind of just look at it, sort of raise, you know, reach back and sort of take a look and see, you know, am I overdoing my snow here? You know, because you don't, like I said, you don't want to over snow. Yeah. This is really kind of fun to do these trees like this. And then put some, don't forget to put some up on your top bough, because, you know, it's been snowing hard and blowing, and the snow's all over the tree. This little skinny guy down here. Just don't make it all the same, make it kind of random, like we've been doing. And if you see your snow, your paint getting a little bit too thin, you know, grab some. These brushes hold a lot of nice water, so, you know, grab some more. Down here where I put a little bit of dark, I'm gonna just go along and put some snow down here too. Like so. Kind of a, you know, kind of the way snow falls in hills and valleys, and you can kind of wet it a little bit down here and pull a little bit of that blue back in. Get under there, along with your gouache, your Holbein gouache. And you don't have to have Holbein. If you have white gouache, any kind of white gouache should work for you. I just like Holbein because it's really, really opaque. And if you're gonna go white, you might as well do it upright. So, okay, now dark again. This little skinny guy here on the end looks funny, so I'm gonna add a few little pieces of dark into him. I'm gonna bring out some of those boughs, because it looks like I over snowed a bit on the skinny guy down here. And you can bring in some of the medium color as well, just to, you know, just to give it a little bit more contrast. You don't want it to look And then last but not least, I mean, and you can mess around with this as long as you want, but last but not least, I kind of go back in and just where the trunk is showing through, you don't want to make a straight line up and down through there, but just where the trunk is showing through, just dab just a little bit on there and bring out the trunk just a little bit more here. Like that. And that's about it. That's my snowy trees. My snowy Christmas trees. And you can make a card out of it. You can put stars on there, add some ornaments if you want. You can put a snowman in there if you want to, but that was just kind of a different way to do trees. So I just wanted to show you, and hope you enjoyed this video after so long a time. If there's anybody out there that still watches, and until I see you next time, hopefully sooner, God bless you. Bye.